Yeah, well.
You probably.
Go sit down.
It's quite on the other end. I've seen it.
Hello everybody. Hope you're doing. Yeah. I'd like to start by thanking Jane for organising today. She's done a special job. She's done a grand job. Thank you, Jane. She enabled us all to gather here today, together to celebrate Tim's life. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tim's eldest sister, Rosemary. There were 6 of us siblings originally, now sadly only 4 remain. Tim was my partner in crime when we were young, and we spent many an hour making up stories in the hopes that our dad would believe we were innocent of the misdemeanors we were accused of. He never did believe us, but I think he appreciated the unlikely stories we told, and our punishments were reduced accordingly. Later on in life, Tim was a very loyal, dutiful family man and a bit of a border collie, keeping his family rounded up and under his wing. He always looked out for us all and was the very best of brothers. You all hear me?
No.
No?
Oh, can't really hear you very well.
No.
Oh.
Later on in life, Tim was a very loyal, dutiful family man. Oh, I've said that.
Yes.
As a person, he was a gentle soul who made friends easily, showed a great interest in the lives of all around him, and who was always willing to help others out. You might have noticed he loved walking, did coast-to-coast challenges, hiking up mountains, or just exploring local trails with his walking groups, usually ending up in the pub for lunch. Even this last difficult year when his health was failing, he managed a few miles most days. He also had a lifelong love of steam trains and motorbikes, all of which played a huge part in his life. Tim's love of travel took him all over the world, especially after he retired. He travelled to Latvia often with his late wife Anita, whose country of birth it was. He enjoyed steam train holidays, one of which was where he met his good friend Ellen, and in the last 20 or so years they travelled to many exotic locations, having every type of adventure imaginable. Ellen couldn't be here today, but she sent us a letter which I framed for you to see. Tim's was a life well lived, and he knew just how lucky he was. He was a very clever, organised man who managed his life brilliantly, even to the extent of planning for his demise, in order to make disposing of his estate straightforward for Jane and myself. He was perhaps a bit too clever because he gave each of us an envelope containing all the passwords needed to access his various online accounts. But when the time came to use these passwords, we found they were all in a code that nobody to this day has been able to decipher. Tim, you had the last laugh. I haven't mentioned Tim's career with Rolls-Royce because we've had a resume of his life printed. If you'd like to take one, I see most of you have found them anyway. It contains great detail of his working life, and naturally Tim wrote it himself. Of course he did. He leaves a huge gap in our lives, but endless happy memories. I'll now hand you over to John, Tim's stepson. Thank you, John.
Thanks, Rosemary. Can everybody hear me without the microphone?
Yeah.
Well, it's great to see so many people here today. Family, friends, walking buddies, old colleagues from Rolls-Royce. Well, welcome everybody. Tim was my stepdad for 50 years. And I can't exaggerate just how important he was to me and my family. He was very kind, generous, helpful, a real stabilising influence. and he was so entertaining. Yeah, even when he had loads of stories, and even when we'd heard them a million times, I think you probably heard of those as well. He was still entertaining. He was a great bloke, a really, really fine fellow. So we loved him very much, and we are going to miss him very much indeed. Rosemary has found a poem, and we thought that this was really appropriate to this occasion, so I'll just read that out. It goes, "Those we love don't go away. They walk beside us every day, unseen, unheard, but always near. Still loved, still missed, and very dear. Death leaves a heartache no one can heal. Love leaves a memory no one can steal." So, can I just all ask you to stand, if able, and we'll raise a glass. As Tim would say, cheers! Cheers! Cheers!
Cheers.
Okay. Yeah, all right, the food is there. Dig in, everybody.